Birdman here again for Mountain Retreat Realty Experts. I've got with me Stephanie Crain. We're going to talk about as is.
Yes.
It's pretty simple, right?
It is. It's basically saying that the seller wants to sell the home in its current condition. And of course, once you get into the contract, the buyer has the opportunity and should at all times do a home inspection and do all their due diligence. At that time, you can come back to the seller and say, these are the discoveries we have made. Oftentimes, sellers aren't aware of the problems in their own home.
So this is kind of a situation like, I don't know, buying a used car where you could come into it and they have a price set. Mm-hmm. You go into it and they're like, oh, it's going to be like it is. We're like, yeah, but I'm going to pay this, this, and this, and this. So I want you to come down. Is this a negotiation point?
It absolutely is, yes.
Okay.
For sure.
And probably easier to do that than a normal home, or is it about the same?
What do you mean by normal home?
So like when a home's being offered and it's not an as-is.
Everything that goes to the market, unless they offer up a carpet allowance or something like that, the way it's structured now is homes when they go to the market, this is what the seller would like to sell it for in its current condition, not with the mold discoveries or carpet issues or things that can happen during your due diligence and discoveries.
Okay, so pretty much all of them are sort of that way.
Yes.
It seems.
Yes.
Okay. And then are there certain financing options where you can't, like if you see an as-is, the financial option's not going to work?
Well, oftentimes people will use as-is as more of a marketing. This is the price and it's in its current condition. You'll see that on homes that need a lot of work, or people are saying, sellers want it said as is. When you take that to the marketplace, it can have real negative connotations to it, because the first thing that you're doing when you're going in to view this home is what's wrong with it. Why is it as is when it's publicly stated like that? But that's more of the marketing side of it. A lot of loans, conventional loans, typically are not going to look at the peeling paint, which is an issue for FHA, USDA, and VA loans. Conventional loans aren't going to necessarily look at the roof like you would on the FHA, VA, and USDA. So if you have a roof issue, those other three types of loans are going to call those out, that's mandated that it has to be fixed before you close escrow.
Okay, and then of course financing is always going to determine whether somebody can buy a home or not.
Exactly.
Awesome. Cool. Anything else on this topic?
No, I think that's it.
Very cool. That's it for the Mountain Retreat Realty Experts.